Everybody knows John Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer. But what about the other guys? The lesser known, that are just as evil. Come along and explore them and learn some hard lessons with me, Brett, and my co-host and beautiful wife, Deanna. Each week, we will be exploring the dark minds of these people, also paranormal, conspiracy theory, and some cryptids. We hope you have as much fun with this as we do.
Hey classmates, this is Deanna.
Hey guys, this is Brett, and welcome back to episode 32 of Hard Lessons.
32.
32, our baby's growing up. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah, talk to me when there's 200 and whatever's completed.
We got to come up with like some kind of big something for 100.
Yep.
200.
Yeah, you better get busy on it.
Heck yeah.
Maybe we need a actual producer or somebody behind the scenes that when we come up with these crazy things, they're like, I'm on it.
Or anybody that knows what they're doing actually besides us.
I think you said it right the first time, that knows what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Because I just mainly sit here. It's you.
You sit there and you look good.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, don't make it get deep in here now.
Yes, ma'am. So, Teach, how was your week?
Fantabulous. It's the week before school's out. Of course, the kids are tired, and you know, there's no reason to be educated. None at all. We don't need to know, how to make budgets or, add, subtract, multiply, divide. We got calculators. So why do I need to know how to do it by hand?
I mean, it makes sense.
Or, what's the point in reading anything? I mean, there's people out there, or there's technology that could do it for me. So I don't even know why we're going to school.
I don't know what to say about that.
That's the people in charge of our retirement golden years.
Well, I plan to be a self-made multi-billionaire by then, so...
Well, I think you should have started by now. Anyway, it was a really good week. A good week. And this next one is even going to be better.
You know how
especially Thursday.
Yeah, I can tell Teach is on cruise control. How many days last week did you bring your computer
home? Maybe once.
I remember once. And it was Friday, because I'm looking at where you set it down Friday afternoon.
Yep.
It hadn't even come out of the bag since it got here.
No, it's probably feeling neglected. It's sad.
Teach is in mourning. She's had the same laptop for 4 years.
4 years.
And she was notified that next year she's getting a new one, so she's got to turn this one in.
Yes, I'm very sad. I did ask, I need to re-email people and ask if I can just buy it. Because we've had some blood, sweat, and tears together.
Absolutely. It's got you through a lot.
Phew. So how was your week?
Excuse me. It was a good week.
Yeah.
Things went well at work. We got off early on Friday, and yeah, it was a good week. That hadn't happened in probably a month or two.
Probably. I would say you wasn't too stressed Friday.
Heck no, I was home by 11:30, 11:45. Yeah, probably closer to 12:30, 12:45.
I
Yeah.
I'm clueless. I walk in at 6:40, and then I don't walk out till 4:10.
Something like that.
Yeah, so I don't even know like what weather is doing. I literally don't.
Yeah. For those that don't know, Teach is a special education teacher here in Tampa, and her classroom is, I'm just guessing, and it's probably a beneficial guess, but I'm going to say it's about a 10 by 10 room.
Actually, it is bigger.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
It doesn't look it.
More like 11 and a half by 7.5.
Ah, long and narrow.
Yes, so it's long, definitely.
No windows at all.
No windows, and I need windows. I need to be able to see outside. But
It is what it is.
yep.
Well, before we get started today, I want to mention a cool podcast that the creator and I hooked up this week and had several good days of talks. Um, I have a sample of his trailer, and eventually I'm going to figure out how to play it on here. But it's not going to happen this week. But I just wanted to say hey to Blake Mosley out there in South Carolina, host of the South Carolina Spook Show. He does true crime, he does paranormal, he does cryptids, and it's a really cool show. So y'all check him out.
That may be my summer activity.
Listen to,
Yeah.
it's an awesome show.
Or to go to sleep to, because,
Yeah.
nap time.
No, I don't know nap time. I pull over into an alley and go to sleep, and I get City Hall starts getting phone calls. All right, so you ready for the more you know?
The less I need in my brain? Absolutely.
All right, today's more you know comes from the world of music.
Okay. I'm tapping out because I'm like,
So, Teach, did you know that Mary from Mary Had a Little Lamb was a real person and that the song was based on a true story?
wasn't she like a teacher or something?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I
then
didn't go that
no,
deep
I
into
have no idea. Apparently, TV was wrong.
it.
How dare them?
Yeah.
I grew up knowing, thinking it was about a teacher.
I actually think it was a student, but
Okay, so tell me.
tell you, that's it. That's the more you know. Mary from Mary Had a Little Lamb was a real person, and that song was based on a true story.
I'm disappointed.
Why?
Because who's Mary? Like, where's she from?
Well,
And
someplace you could have little lambs.
And like the whole story. You didn't think about telling the whole story?
Hang on.
No.
This is happening live, folks.
Because I was all excited about it. Okay, so who's Mary? What was she? What did she do? Why did she have these lambs? And why was there a
Story
song made?
Behind Mary Had a Little.
So for those that don't understand what just happened, Brett has to say out loud everything that he types.
It's my hunt and peck method. Okay, the true story behind Mary Had a Little Lamb. The nursery rhyme, which was first published in 1830, is based on an actual incident involving Mary Elizabeth Sawyer, who was born in 1806 on a farm in Sterling, Massachusetts. Spoiler alert, the lamb's fleece was white as snow.
No way. Did she give them a bath and that's how they're white as snow?
The nursery rhyme, which was first published in 1830, is based on an actual incident involving Mary Sawyer. In 1815, Mary, then age 9, was helping her father with farm chores when they discovered a sickly newborn lamb in the sheep pen that had been abandoned by its mother. After a lot of pleading, Mary was allowed to keep the animal, although her father didn't hold out much hope that it would survive. Against the odds, Mary managed to nurse the lamb back to health.
Aww.
So that's the story.
And so it would follow her everywhere she went.
Everywhere she
Oh,
went.
because
That
it's
was
the
her
mama.
mama.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You ready to get started?
Yes. Class is in session. Did we get a summer break? Just
No.
playing.
We got summer school.
Dang it.
Okay, classmates. So, just as a reminder, for the next 12 weeks, we are going to focus on true crime. Our subjects are going to be serial killer, unsolved crime, and historical crime. And the historical crime could be anything from the 1800s up to the early 1900s. And that's what this week's lesson is a historical crime.
It can't go past the 1700s?
I said 18 to 19.
So crime didn't happen before that?
Wasn't reported as much. Not as much information.
Oh,
Maybe in the 1700s.
Okay,
also.
no, I'm not the one who does the research, so I was just asking.
Right.
If we don't learn anything from the movie Sleepy Hollow, hello?
That was going into the 1900s.
Probably.
I don't remember. Now we got to
Anywho.
watch Sleepy Hollow.
No, I think it was because it was the dawn of a new century or whatever.
Okay, so today we're going to be discussing a family of serial killers, the Kelly family.
The Kelly family.
They were active from September to December of 1887. But before we go on, we have to talk about another family.
Like
Another
before
family
the
of
Ken?
serial killers.
Like before the Kellys?
Before the Kellys.
Okay.
In 1870s, Kansas residents were outraged by the Bender family, also known as the Bloody Benders.
The Bloody Benders.
I'm not going to go too deep into them because I may cover them at some point. But they were a family of four: husband John, wife Elvira, son John Jr., and daughter Kate. They had a roadside inn where they would welcome tired and weary travelers, make small talk with them, and if they found out that they were a wealthy traveler, they would murder and rob them.
So what if they were like traveling with their family? Would they murder the whole family?
No, just single.
Oh, single people.
Yes,
okay.
In a 3-year span, it is reported that they murdered between 9 and 20 people.
Whoa, they were busy. And nobody had like a clue?
Nobody had a clue.
Nobody wanted a clue.
They fled the area before the murders were discovered and were never captured.
Oh.
So now we're going to fast forward to 1887.
So do you think maybe one of the Bender kids is Kelly's?
I thought so at first,
Uh-huh.
and I'll get to that in just a second.
Okay.
At first I did, but then I started doing the math in my head, and I was like, no, it couldn't be.
Okay.
Age-wise.
Age-wise. Okay.
No Man's Land. Where's that at, you might ask?
Yeah, definitely, because I have no idea.
Today we call it the Oklahoma Panhandle. So about an hour and a half north of where Teach and I live.
Okay.
Travel through No Man's Land was dangerous. The fear of being attacked, robbed, and most time murdered weighed heavy on people traveling through there. However, they had to travel through there to run their cattle, do business, just whatever, moving from one location to the next or whatever. So how did it get the name No Man's Land?
Exactly.
Well, it was once owned by Texas.
Yes. Yeah, it sure did.
But the Missouri Compromise of 1820 prohibited slavery above the 3630 latitude line, which is right through the Oklahoma Panhandle. So anything north of that line.
Did you forget that word?
I didn't write it down, and I was like, oh.
It was like creepy silent.
Yeah. I was like, okay, so let's see. Oklahoma Panhandle's that way, so it'd be anything north. Okay, north of the 3630, you could not be a slave state. Well, when Texas became a state in 1845, Texas wanted to be a slave state. They didn't want to do the work. They wanted to have others do the work for them and be ugly and rude and mean to them.
Yup.
And so Texas ceded that land.
Okay.
In 1845. And the land was then awarded in 1890 to Oklahoma.
Awesome.
Oklahoma, Kansas, and Colorado were all in bidding for it. And it was awarded to Oklahoma. And so then it became the Oklahoma Panhandle. No longer no man's land.
Yeah. I could see it becoming the bottom part of Colorado. Mm-hmm. I mean, that would have been kind of neat.
It would have. But if it would have still been Texas, it wouldn't be Oklahoma Panhandle State University. It'd be Texas Panhandle State University.
No, it has a cool ring to it, though.
It kind of does. Maybe we need one here in Pampa, Texas Panhandle State University.
I bet so.
Somebody smarter than me get on that.
Don't look at me. I don't even know how to.
I'll be Googling after the show how to start a university. We're
gonna
need a loan.
Yeah.
Reports of cattlemen, salesmen, and other travelers entering no man's land, but not exiting in the last 4 months of 1887 did not alarm anybody. I mean, it's no man's land.
Like they could have just went anywhere.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
So people would just disappear all the time in no man's land?
Well, because it was no man's land. It was treacherous to go through. I said drive through.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think they drove, baby. I think they were on horses and feet.
It was treacherous travel.
Okay.
And so, I mean, no man's land. So, who is the law?
This is true. So there was no law. There was nobody keeping records, and it was probably had a lot more trees than it does now.
Probably quite a bit more.
Yeah. Okay. So, how many people?
How many people what?
Oh, I thought you said that there was a number.
It just says reports of cattlemen, salesmen, and other travelers entering no man's land, but not exiting in the last 4 months of 1887 was not alarming.
So who took record of them entering it? Was it just like word of mouth, like, hey, I've got to go to so-and-so, I'm going through this area, and let's hope for the best.
Yeah, that's how I pictured it.
Okay.
A family believed to be very respectable, the Kelly family, owned a ranch about 10 miles from the town of Oak City, about 25 miles from what is known today as Beaver, Oklahoma.
So 10 miles.
25 miles. The branch was 10 miles from Oak City, which is now Beaver, Oklahoma.
Okay. That's creepy.
The ranch was close to the main road, and travelers would often stop by for a meal or stay the night. And they had been doing this for years.
I wonder if that's how they could steal cattle and stuff.
Probably.
Like that's how they made their ranch or whatever it was. They just had other people's cattle.
Very well could. Very well could. The Kellys had moved to no man's land from Pennsylvania in 1849, just looking for an opportunity.
So did they do this in Pennsylvania? Okay, because, as we've learned, serial killers don't stop.
Exactly.
They just perfect their killing.
Absolutely. So who are the Kellys?
Yes.
I got to flip my page back because I thought it was on this page. Hang on. So the family consisted of Dad William, Mom Kate, their son Bill, who was age 20, and their daughter Kitty, who was 18.
Okay.
Now, I got to thinking because the Bender family, their daughter's name was Kate.
Mm-hmm.
But this was only about 10 years between the differences, so she wouldn't have a daughter that was 18 by this time.
Okay. That was a good catch then.
Yeah. The Kellys were known as a friendly, welcoming, but most importantly to the area at the time, hardworking family.
Hardworking? Well, yeah, they had to work hard to kill people to hide the bodies.
That's right. But something strange in early December of 1887, the Kelly family went missing.
Oh, killing people got killed themselves.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my god!
By all signs, they apparently just up and left for unknown reasons, abandoning their ranch.
Oh wow!
Destination unknown. The few months before the Kellys left, several travelers went missing.
Uh-oh.
But being a respectable family, the Kellys were not suspects.
Suspects? Okay. Who started suspecting them?
That's a very good question because that's my next bullet.
Oh, sweet.
Good job. A traveler from St. Louis, Mr. S.T. Gregg, with 2 G's, who had stayed at the Kelly house numerous times before, stopped by to see if they had room for him for the night. Once inside, the smell overtook him.
Ew.
And being a former cop, if you smelt that smell once, you'll never forget it.
You automatically know,
something's wrong here. Greg left to find help. Once back at the house, the men followed the stench to what turned out to be a hidden cellar underneath their house.
Ooh, like a Sweeney Todd.
Gave me a lot of Sweeney Todd vibes. Once there, the bodies of 3 men were found, already in advanced stages of decomp.
Yeah.
Also found was a trap door on hinges.
Ooh.
Search parties were gathered, one of them led by a local cowboy, only identified as Texie.
Texie.
Texie's group started digging around the barn. When they noticed just left of the barn door was some loose dirt. A body with a broken skull was soon discovered.
They didn't even bury him too deep, huh?
No, ma'am. More digging, more bodies. A total of 7. 2 of the 7 were women.
How rude.
The majority of the bodies discovered were decomposed beyond recognition, except 3 of them. A local cattleman identified as Jim Coven, J.T. Taylor, who had been reported missing, and was a drummer salesman from Chicago.
Drummer? What is...
When I first read that, I was like, too bad Mason didn't live back then. Look him up. Hey, I know this drummer salesman. But actually what it was, later they would become known as door-to-door salesman. So it was just a term. He would go around selling his goods.
Oh, so he wasn't trying to sell drums?
Right. You are correct.
Okay.
And then the third person identified was a Texas merchant only identified by the last name of Johnson.
Oh, goodness.
Now, I got a quote I want to read you, and
Okay.
it's talking about Kit, the 18-year-old daughter of the Kellys.
Okay. Now, poor precious Kit.
Mm,
Okay, she was warped from the get go.
that's right. So this quote is from Mr. Charles Randolph to the Wichita, Kansas newspaper. Mr. Randolph was a prospector from Chicago, and he described the Kellys' mode of killing as follows. A very ingeniously arranged trapdoor was found in the floor of the house, through which it was supposed the victims were dropped and killed. Either the father, or in some cases, the daughter, who was not a bad looking girl, carried on a conversation with the guest, while the mother, Kate, prepared the meal. Everything being ready for the sacrifice, the victim was seated at the table, his chair being placed on that trapdoor. When the signal was given, the spring was touched, and the unhappy traveler would be thrown down into the basement, where it was dark. If the fall did not break his neck and kill him, he could be dispatched at pleasure.
What does that mean? Dispatch.
Killed them however they wanted to.
Ouch. That's creepy. So I wonder how many they had to just kill.
This is a good question. This is supposed to have been the modus operandi, for no one is known to have ever escaped from their clutches.
Except for that one dude. How come that cop dude never? Because he was a former cop and they didn't want to raise suspicions with him?
Maybe.
So how far did they fall?
It never did say in any of the articles I read.
Okay.
Also discovered near the barn was an old rusted axe that had what appeared to be human flesh on it.
Ew.
So, you know, that one decomposed guy was found with a broken skull.
Yeah.
So at least one was killed with the axe.
Okay.
It was reported that the family was spotted at a store near Paladero Creek. Paladero Creek?
Quick.
I was trying my Elmer Fudd imitation there.
Mm.
Near Paladero Creek, heading toward New Mexico.
Oh.
So those of us in our area, we know Paladero Canyon. There's a lot of Paladeros around here. There's a Paladero Lake. And the best I discovered while trying to research where Paladero Creek was in 1887, they were probably about 10 miles north of what is now known as Spearman, Texas.
Whoa. I was going to say, like, wow. So they got from the Oklahoma Panhandle down to Amarillo.
Yeah.
Canyon area. That's okay. Okay, that makes sense.
The posse caught up to the Kellys around 50 miles south of Oak City. So remember, Oak City is now Beaver. Again, best I could figure out, it would be somewhere near the Perryton, Follette, that area.
Ooh, creepy.
Which then I got to thinking, well, but I looked at the maps and that's kind of what it coordinates to. But I was like, but if they were heading to New Mexico, they would have been going west from Spearman. And Perryton, Follette area is east. So I don't know. Maybe they got turned around.
Maybe so, but the main thing is they were caught up too.
They were caught up too. The Kellys put up a desperate fight. Reports vary on what happened next. One report says that Kate and Kit were immediately shot to death. Bill, the son, was lynched, and the dad, William, was able to escape. Another account said that Kate fell off her horse and died where she landed. Bill, the son, Kit, the daughter, were lynched. William got away, but was easy to track because his horse was only shod on the front. Now, I didn't grow up with horses. I know Teach did,
Sort of.
sort of, kind of. I was not sure what the term shod meant, so I looked that term up also, Teach.
Good job.
Meant that it had shoes.
Yep. Wonder why only the front though.
Maybe they had to make their escape before they got the back ones done.
Yeah.
After 3 hours, the posse got close enough to order William to stop. After a short gunfight, William surrendered. So 3 hours, and it doesn't say if they went north, south, east, west, but on horseback for 3 hours, that could have put them close to where we are, somewhere. Not saying they did, but
right,
could be a lot closer. William was asked to confess, but said that he never killed anybody. And he only left No Man's Land because of the talk of foul play. And that caused him to move his family to Texas for safety.
Well, the talk of foul play. So he was really trying to lay the blame on his wife and kids. They're the crazy ones.
They're the crazy ones. Y'all already took care of them. Let me go.
Yeah.
William was strung up. See, we need more of this nowadays. Less judges, less attorneys, just string them up. William, that is also Brett's opinion only. It is not the opinion of attorneys or anybody else. Thank you. William was strung up and his body was left swinging for several minutes. He would be brought down and asked to confess again. After 3 times of swinging, William confessed that he and his family killed 9 men. Nope.
9 women?
9 men and 2 women. All of the family was equally guilty, according to William, and he also told the posse where they could find the money they stole.
Oh my gosh. All because of money.
All because of money. It's the love of it has been the root of all evil for a long time.
Yep.
With this knowledge, William was then left hanging in the tree. The posse rode back to No Man's Land.
They just left him there? Oh.
I know this isn't a video podcast, so Teach just asked the question. They just left him there, and I shook my head yes, so y'all can hear it. Yes. They left him there. And that is the story of the Kelly family, known as the No Man Land serial killers.
It's creepy. And it took that one cop to be like, whoa, what's this smell?
Yeah.
I am just 100% sure that if I walked into a house and it had a funky odor, pardon me, I'm like, I'd rather sleep outside.
Yeah. Now, me being a former cop, take the worst smell that you could ever think of.
Okay.
Multiply that by 10 billion. And that's the decomp smell.
So it's nothing like animal decomp.
To me, animal decomp has a more sweet smell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is just pure putrefaction.
Like funky.
Like the maggots would be falling off
Ew.
the trash truck.
Oh my, gross.
Yeah.
Ew. Yeah, so no wonder that cop knew immediately, like, whoop.
I'm out.
Nope.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so
That was a lucky cop.
lucky that he had stayed there before. Lucky that he was back in the area.
I know, so that's what my thing is like, if he stayed there before, why didn't they kill him then?
Well, they didn't start until September of 1887, and this was December of 1887. So maybe he had stayed there before that.
Okay. Okay, so why did they start in September? Were they collecting money for the winter?
Maybe so. Maybe they were like, you know what, we need to move out of here because, but the inn's not doing so good. Let's start killing our guests. Okay,
Like, that is just.
that's a hard way to get repeat customers.
That's terrible.
I apologize.
Terrible. Well, I mean, it's just between September and December. It's just weird.
Yes, ma'am. But I mean, in that short time, they were able to have 11 victims.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I just keep going back. Why start in September? Maybe it took them that long to get
The
settled.
basement ready and the trap door ready.
Yeah, kind of, because you want to spread the good word that there's nice people that you can stay with.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe it did take time to establish.
Build the reputation.
Yes. Don't want to start killing people right away.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
All right. So my bibliography for this week, murderbygaslight.com. Article is called Another Bender Family. AmericanCowboy.com. Should horses be shod?
Yes.
TravelMap.com. Cities near Beaver, Oklahoma.
Okay.
OKHistory.org. That's not like, oh, okay, it's OklahomaHistory.org. No Man's Land and the history behind it. And then a video on YouTube. The creator of the video is Crime from Another Time. And the video is titled The Kelly Family, No Man's Land Serial Killers.
So does that YouTube people like reenact it, or they just tell it?
Yeah, they just tell the story. And
oh, okay. And the Bender family was never found?
Never found.
So was there any other states where people started being killed?
Well, we get more historical crimes, we'll delve into that.
Oh, okay. See, this is why I'm not a good researcher.
You'd chase rabbit hole after rabbit hole.
I would, and then I'd be like, what was I even looking up? So yeah, that and I get too bored with it.
So Teach, what is my grade for this week?
I'm gonna have to give you another A. That was really good.
2 weeks in a row, classmates. I got an A.
Yeah.
Hey, tell us what you think about this new concept of doing just straight true crime and the different categories that we have. You can reach out to us on the Facebook page, Hard Lessons TCP. Teach is laughing hard.
I thought you were asking me that question. I was going to be like, well.
Well, what do you think of it, Teach?
I love true crime. I want to know. That's why I'm like, so the Bender family. So no other states started popping up dead people? Like, did they literally just stop?
Right.
Weird to me.
Yeah, classmates, reach out to us. Let us know. Facebook page, Hard Lessons TCP. Instagram, same, Hard Lessons TCP. Let us know what you think. If you have a story idea, reach out to us and let us know. You can reach out to us on Spotify. However, we will not be able to reply to you, but we will get your messages. So, or if I can reply to you, I haven't figured that out yet. Me and technology, it is what it is. So, Teach, what type of true crime will I be reporting on next week?
Serial killer.
Oh, I've already got my story in mind.
Oh, sweet.
So,
Love it.
Teach, you got anything else?
Um, no.
Okay. Enjoy your last 4 days of school.
Yeah, buddy.
Love you, classmates. Have a good week.
Class is dismissed.